episode I don't remember. The boys are back in town. Grizzlies waving. Hitch and I unintentionally rocking Carolina. I know it's a football
That's
pod,
not true.
but it doesn't matter. Let
true.
them know. Game 1 tomorrow. But we're back. It was an exciting week. Shit is stirred up and juicy, just how you want it, going into week 12. So we'll go to a little recap here, and really want to dive into that playoff scenario again. So let's keep things rolling. I got my matchup here. My matchup versus French. I gotta pull the predictions out. Damn, man. Damn, I'm slacking. I think it was a clean sweep here, though, for myself to beat French. I beat them. Poor French. I put up 223 against them and then 206. Not much to say here. My team pretty much smashed. It was actually the 1, 2, and 3. A fun fact: the 1, 2, and 3 teams. I put up 206, Boyani 199, and Sam 198. So we all had a pretty nice week there. Really blowing the lid off with points, but nothing to say there. Beat French. I think it was expected by everyone. And we'll keep moving so we can get into this playoff scenario here. I believe that was a clean sweep for our picks here.
Yep.
Savini. Look at that. All right. Next matchup, we had Hitch versus Goose. This was a huge win for Hitch. It's for playoff rankings. I don't know if you have anything to chime in where you were headed here.
I definitely needed this win. Not really any blow-up performances from anyone, just kind of solid across the board to, get around 140 and get that win. I definitely needed it to stay alive.
I agree. It was a big win. Goose is falling off. Unfortunate to hear about Joe Burrow as well. So
terrible.
Heal up, Joey B. No one likes seeing that.
Has anyone heard from the Goose? Is he out on Burrow now?
I mean, I'm sure eventually one day he's going to wake up.
I know he likes to put his doctor hat on and tell us the medical takes.
I'm sure one day, like I said, when the trades are open again, he's going to wake up and say, "I have a new game plan." So
he's got if Nicky misses, if the standings stay the way they are now, he could have 2 lotto picks, so he could end up with 2 quarterbacks.
I know. If he wants to go that route. We all had Hitch there too, so that was as planned there. Next matchup, not the Bubs versus Boyani here. I mean, Boyani, smashed with 199. Bubs flopped 106. Not a score you want to see heading into playoffs, especially with him coming off his little win streak there. But who
did we pick?
Yeah, we all had Brian here. So we were all 3-0 there.
Okay.
Yep. So we were all 4-1. So, which we'll get into our one loss that we had coming up. Any takeaways on this? Any of you guys? The Boyani Bugs matchup, but it's highly anticipated. But
Brian being able to score 199, only getting a combined 22 from his QBs is pretty scary.
That's also kind of how his team was built, though, too.
Right. Exactly.
I would expect a little more production out of those quarterbacks when the season started, but my God, Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas, DJ Moore's finally starting to pick it up. Kelsey is I think Kelsey's the 5th highest scoring flex eligible player in PPR formats right now. So I think the only running backs to even outscore Kelsey are Dalvin Cook and Kamara. So he's as high end of a fantasy asset as you can get, and it doesn't even matter that he's a tight end because he's so much better than every other tight end.
He's such a focal point in the highest, flying offense in the NFL.
He's edging out people's wide receiver ones at this point.
I think he's third. I think he's 3rd or 4th.
Huge advantage,
yards, I believe. Right? Isn't he 3rd or 4th in receiving yards this year? He's top 5. He's top 5.
He's going to have the best fantasy season for a tight end ever
for sure.
No one else.
And you watched a lot.
Not even close.
No one is even close.
He's gonna 2011 Gronk was the best ever, and he's approaching that territory quickly. I think he's over the points per game that Gronk had in that season. So as long as he has a strong finish, he's gonna set some.
I mean, just the straight consistency of him being able to put up 20 points every single week, like, is crazy. It's almost like if he scores 15, you're like, wow, I got by. He only scored 15, like, which is that's a tight end one technically number minus Kelsey.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's
He's
a huge
big
but
edge.
having that guy in that tight end role helps balance out his quarterback play too a little, it helps smash there. But crazy. I mean he's Boyani is in a good time right now. His team's coming together, Keenan Allen getting peppered. Michael Thomas is clearly back. I mean, that's what he's been missing all year to really be that next step.
Yep.
Kareem Hunt's gonna take some from Chubb, but it is what it is there. But it kind of goes back to I guess that Lamar trade for him worked out because Keenan Allen is killing it. Obviously Mixon really hasn't been able to do anything, but I mean, Keenan Allen is smoking it. Chris hates that, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying you lost on it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I don't agree with you. I mean, it's all it is. I mean, I wouldn't do Lamar Jackson for Keenan Allen now, anyways.
Long term, no, but I think he's just talking about in the context of this season.
It obviously panned out for him because Lamar's not booming. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Lamar's still a low end QB1. I'm not hating on Lamar. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Just from Lamar's a scoring sense, this season.
I'd like to add up from week 7 to week 11 who has more points, Keenan Allen or Lamar Jackson, and that's not even a crazy thing. I mean, Keenan Allen put up 25, 21, 28, 13, 36.
Oh, Keenan has way more
points than Lamar Jackson, since week 7. So
definitely
that in itself, it's interesting. Obviously, you can't predict Lamar's going to do what he's doing this year. I mean, he's still the QB9, and he's lost there compared to which that with his legs you're always going to have a top 10.
I expected more out of him, for sure,
because he can't pass to save his life.
He could still do stuff down the stretch too. I mean, you never know.
He's got I'm not hating on it, but I'm just saying,
I know what you meant.
It's an interesting thing. I mean, especially because he's not playing Mixon or Lock,
right.
But like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad trade either.
No, I know what you meant.
Lamar could put up a 40 piece. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Lamar's still Lamar. I'm just saying, point wise, it's interesting to look at.
Well, his schedule coming up, it really eases up. He's got like the Giants and so forth for the playoffs. So we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean Keenan Allen's having a very, very good season, especially with a guy like Justin Herbert that has a much better arm than Phillip Rivers, and that's what kind of comes down to. And it's definitely helping him with his wideouts.
100%. I mean, his wideouts are insane right now.
Yeah, but a superstar with Herbert.
Yeah, it's insane. Now we had a Grizz versus Nicky. It was a big matchup. Realistically, a big matchup for Nicky. Right, Grizz is kind of there in the rankings with points, but I mean, he just 86 points. What's the league lowest? Do we even know?
I think it was.
I would say I had a week where I scored 70. I had a week where I scored 79. So that
did you? And I think Timmy did it once too. Okay, so it's too bad with Nicky's team here.
It was the Kyler bye week. I scored and it was against Nicky, ironically.
Yeah. I mean, he just he didn't hit on any of his guys this year. Or this week.
Well, I mean, Taysom being in for the Saints, Kamara had one target. I mean, there's never happened to him before.
And that's the thing. So. He needs Breeze to come back to where, I mean, Breeze just dump down. I mean, Taysom was even trying to, push the ball down the field too. I was watching. So, and then he cuts the runs,
dude.
Yeah. But, I mean, Grizz, you handled your business, not a sexy score. But Carson since the last pod was taken out, and
he's actually finally practicing now. He looks like he is playing Monday, so that'll be a relief. But no, I mean it's not even just when it comes to my team. I mean, Wilson had 18, Lamar had 17 and a half, and then I got Gus the Bus only got me 0.6. I mean, Julio Jones I got hurt. I mean, what saved me was Robert Woods pulling the 33 points. So
gives you a respectable score for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you would have won even without that, but you definitely wanted points.
Yeah. Otherwise, my team didn't do anything special whatsoever besides Robert Woods. Which I mean, you look at the players. It's a team that can go off during the playoff and make a playoff run, but it's making
100%.
me nervous. It's definitely making me nervous that that they're not producing the points. I mean, look at the players. Everybody would want them, each individual player, but at the same time, they're not putting up the points right now.
Right.
Exactly.
You gotta
It's definitely
think
making me
that.
nervous.
You got to
Definitely
think
making
to
me
win, like maybe the first round is a different story, but you got to think to win in the second round to get to the last round, you have to put up 180 plus.
Which I think when they're out with I think this team can do that. It's shown that it can. But at the same time,
I think if your team gets into the playoffs, any team can put up 180 plus. It's just what's the likelihood.
Well,
of
no,
that
I'm
happening.
just saying, I don't, Julio Jones is not putting up 5 points every week and so forth. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess.
The easiest path to you putting up 180 is your QBs combining for 75 or 80 points, and then just piecing together the other 100.
I mean,
points.
and he has Carson and Connor, who are both running back one. They can both put up running back one numbers.
Call him an RB1 these days.
No. I said they can put up running back one numbers. Like they're just not giving him the workload. That's the thing. That's tough. I mean, he still rushed for 89 yards and had 3 catches, but he's capable of giving you the numbers.
The goal line, though.
I mean, Lamar has got week 13 Dallas, then Cleveland, then Jacksonville, then the Giants. So, and then Russell doesn't really matter
matchups.
So that yeah, exactly. And I think that's where if Russell and him can give me big games, and everybody else can give me solid numbers, maybe not even blow up games, I think that's where my playoff push will happen. It's going to come down to Lamar. It's going to come down to Lamar, really. Yeah. I feel like.
Yeah, you need Lamar to Lamar.
Out.
Yeah, you got to have him boom a little bit.
Yep. Exactly. If he doesn't boom, I'm done. At least that's how I feel, anyways.
I agree.
Yeah, you need help there, but yeah, hey, you got the win. Fun fact: Nikki was one of only 2 people you could have played to get the win. Nikki or Tim
or Bubs.
So it worked out well. No, Bubs outscored you. Oh no, 106. You're right.
No, 106. Bubs didn't score very high.
No, he 106. So 3 other people. So that's good. It's always nice. I mean, you got to win. You got your sweet 6-spot win. So you're looking good here.
Yeah.
Sam versus Garrett.
Sam,
this
big
was a
game.
Matchup. Big game,
We all picked Garrett, right?
We all picked Garrett. This was our only loss this week.
I mean, he had put up a good score. So, I mean,
Garrett had one of his better weeks here. Yeah.
166.
He told me he was trying to lose.
I know. Lockett caught every ball coming to him. Cup did his thing last night.
The whole Rams offense looked awesome.
Yeah, even Woods,
just them as a whole.
Woods looked really good. Yeah,
even Akers caught a touchdown. He's alive.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cam Akers finally.
Yeah, look at him.
Showed some life.
He only played 12 snaps though.
Fake it till you make it.
Poor guy.
So, big week for Sam. 198, just missed the 200 spot.
Huge week.
Good week for fucking Garrett too. He just couldn't pull it off. It was a big win, but the funny thing is, he lost at 4-7. He's still in 6th place, so he's still in the playoff spot there.
Yeah, he's got me by like 75 points, and he's got Nikki by a few more than that. So
yeah, because you got Nikki in points right now. So
yeah, just by a little bit.
But
yeah, Nikki's 86 pointer really hurt. That really did hurt him.
Kills.
Just for the tiebreaker aspect of it, let alone the win.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was so low for a while. I had a 79, and I think I had like a 102 at one point, and then another week I had a 112. So like when my team was first starting to come together, I had a few weeks like that, and it fucking kills you.
Yeah, you just can't you can't afford to, especially if you're going to be competing for the 6th spot. It's pretty much Garrett, you or Nikki here, but we'll get into the playoff scenario soon.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
All right,
that's it for the matchups, right?
That's it for the matchup. So,
you already did you and the firm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hitch moves to 7-3. Grizz moves to 6-4, and I move to 7-3 on picks.
Boom.
So there you go. But let's dial up into week 12 here.
Let's go.
All right, we're gonna go quick. I'm gonna skip this mine probably game of the week candidate. I gotta look into it more, or one of. So we're going to.
I know what my game of the week is, but
I know who your game of the week is too.
It's only because I'm biased.
Which is fair. But
hey, you're letting the people know. That's all. It's okay to be biased as long as you tell me you're being biased.
That's it. That's it. So I'm gonna start off with the Boyani Timmy debacle.
Yep.
I mean, you never know, but Boyani's team's running hot. This is a huge game for him because he's fighting for a bye and the number 1 overall spot.
No,
Timmy doesn't have Burrow anymore.
Timmy doesn't have Burrow
so
at this point. So
I mean, everything. The earth would have to take a turn that day or something.
Hey,
COVID would have to dial up and everything.
He does have Colts RB1, Jordan Wilkins.
He does have RB1 Jordan Wilkins, yes.
9 snaps last week.
Yep. He has 2 running back 2s playing technically.
As soon as he said Jonathan Wilkins, Colts RB1, he literally just stopped being used in the offense.
Yeah. He had one promising week here. I pre-filled in all your picks. I assume we're all picking Brian here.
Yeah, I'll go with Brian.
Yep, and to the next. All right. We're gonna go into this matchup here. Nikki versus French. Nikki at 4-7, projected 142. French 3-8, 134. A relevant game to French. Nikki. This is a huge game, and he needs to be scoring points from here.
Wish Stafford was fully healthy because this would be a great spot for him.
It would be, but
they just did not look good last week. He did not look comfortable throwing the ball with that thumb or whatever he's got.
Not at all.
They got shut out by the Panthers. That's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah, he looks really bad.
Hard to
really
trust.
Bad.
I mean, I'm even going to be a little nervous firing Swift up if he gets cleared, which it looks like he might.
Might.
Stafford being out hurts the whole offense.
Well, he's not out, but I mean, he's just not.
Basically, if you can't, his hand is so fucked up.
Well, yeah, so not great.
But not great. I'm going to go in here just looking at it. I think it's a heavy tilt outside of quarterbacks towards French. Although he has Kamara and Robinson, Nicky. I think it'll be CMC and Davis and Thursday. It's tough. I don't know. All right, receivers through tight end. I think I take French here. I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna take French.
I'm gonna take French here.
I gotta take French. I'm not a fan of the positions that Nicky's in. His lineup that he has here.
I mean, he's got that boom guys. He's got Fuller and Anderson. I mean, either of those guys could, flip the matchup on its head just by themselves. But it's not looking likely based on how they've been playing recently. I mean, Fuller, we know any given week he can, go for 40.
Exactly.
But,
Juju, iffy on health. They play Baltimore.
Baker, you can't trust. I mean, it's not even really him these days. I mean, what did they think? They threw the ball like 17 times last week. I mean, they're just not throwing the ball.
Well, they're a run team. I wouldn't want to throw the ball all over the place to Baker anyway.
I wouldn't either. But I mean, they're playing the Jags. It's a great matchup.
Outside.
That's a good matchup.
It was pretty shitty. It was pretty shitty for outside. I mean, it was raining for Baker that week. But I mean, I wouldn't want him to throw the ball 40 times either. But,
no, but I mean,
he's got Baltimore.
Jesus.
First week of playoffs, Baker plays Baltimore. But I'm gonna give French here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to French too.
What are you thinking? What's your assessment on this matchup here?
Grozer.
I know it's your boy. You probably don't want to pick against him.
No, I'm not biased like Hitch. I think for me, it comes down the way I'm going to go with French is because I think that Waller is going to give him that 15-point cushion right off the bat. And I think, especially since he's playing Atlanta, and or LA or Las Vegas is playing Atlanta there, and then plus his, I think his his wide receivers definitely have a little higher floor. I mean, Claypool can be hit or miss this particular year. I like him as a prospect, and he's got Sanders that can match. I mean, I think it's gonna be a little bit closer than we probably will think, but I'm gonna go with French based off of the tight end matchup there.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fair enough.
I think it could definitely be closer. Could I definitely go either way?
Yeah, I'm not saying this is going to be a blowout by any
Well,
means.
yeah,
but
just because if you think about it, I mean, you got Bayfield against Jacksonville. He can put up 30 points. He can against that defense. And then Tannehill has surprised us in the past when he's had tough matchups, has put up 28, 30 points. So it's not like I wouldn't be if Nicky comes out and all his guys hit, like they're all capable of hitting. So, but I think the tight end spot, that's where I would bet my money on French's team this week.
Baker only has 30-point weeks for Cincinnati in his career, so we'll see.
Then I guess he's
fun fact.
I didn't know that actually. That's actually a pretty cool fact. Actually,
like all of his good games in his career, minus a couple, have been against Cincy.
He scored 30 fantasy points once, and it was this year against Cincinnati.
That's
interesting. That's
definitely
his highest game besides that 32-point game against the Bengals is 18.
Oh my God! Wow, yeah.
Is CMC playing or not? Do we know?
No, they said he's week to week.
I
wouldn't be surprised if he's out for another couple weeks. They say he's week to week.
Interesting.
So he played and then he got hurt again, and then they ruled him out on like a Monday for the following week. I was like, yeah, he's not coming back for a while.
Yeah, I mean that's where
if they rule you out on a Monday, like you're hurt, you're out for a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean that's where I think it's like Nicky's is probably going to make up some ground in with the running backs because
Yeah, I mean, let's not
what's our time too on this?
I'm not getting yelled at by Zoom yet, so we're good.
Okay, all right. So we got 3 big matchups here. Yeah. Right. I'll dial into. Let's get into Bubs versus Hitch here. All right. It's 6-5. Bubs is pretty much almost. Well, I guess not considered technically locked in, but he's pretty much locked into that middle of the pack as a points. But Hitch making that playoff push like he's been talking about all year. Hitch, what's your take here? I'll let you kind of talk it up a little.
So I'm glad that Brady looked like total dust last night. Now he's got to play the Chiefs. So that makes me happy. If Big Ben was going to be playing anybody, I'd prefer him to play Baltimore because not that Baltimore's defense is like amazing or anything, but just those games tend to be like slugfests at times.
Yeah.
So that's who I'd prefer him to play. I mean, he's been passing at like an absurd rate. Like they don't really give a fuck. They're like the opposite of the Browns. They just don't give a shit about running the ball. I don't think they trust James Conner right now. They were up like by 30 points against the Bengals 2 weeks ago at half, and they still just kept throwing. So definitely playing against Big Ben makes me nervous, but I'd prefer him to be playing the Ravens if anyone. And then I think I'm, pretty even with him across the board everywhere else. I mean, I'll give him the edge at running back with Hunt, but Hunt really hasn't been the same since Chubb came back. He hasn't really been getting targets because they don't throw the ball that much. And I'll take Gibson over Melvin Gordon any day of the week against the Saints. They're the best run defense in the league.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's got the Hopkins push, but Higgins going to take a fall here. Oh, he got Diggs
Nick Lawrence
down there in
against
the flex.
The Cowboys, though. He had 27 last time he played the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll get to your side. All right.
All right. I'll just drink.
I mean, he's got the hop. That's nice. Diggs, very nice. Sharps all over the place. Higgins, no more Burrow. And pretty much all of it. I mean, Kyler.
Diggs on the flex. Show him some respect. He's like the 5th best wide receiver in fantasy.
I know.
Get that guy on the flex.
I kind of like your boom plays a little more here. And I think you've been talking your playoff push into existence, and it's real. And now you're here, and it's real in points. And you just love to see it. I think you have a lot of heat coming with you. Bubs, slowed up last week. Nothing really sexy too much about his team. Your team's fun. I'm actually going to give the vote to you in a win against Bubs here. So I'm going.
I think it's really, really close call.
Yeah.
I think if I get like a good Kyler game, 30, 35 points, I'll be in a good spot.
Does he have anybody else? Does he have anybody else besides Higgins to put in there?
Um,
Or that he's pretty much playing. Oh, I guess Galladay, but he's probably not playing Thursday.
Galladay's probably not
he
playing.
already like missed practice today.
Yeah,
I would say it's
that's all
a
he's
long
got.
shot for him to play, and with Stafford's thumb.
So I don't want to play
he's got
anybody with Finley.
So he's got a little depth issue.
I'm still a little undecided with what I'm going to do too. I mean, Taylor handled like 70% of the running back touches last week, and he had 22 carries and 4 targets, which was by far the most on the team. But
he gave you 15 points.
But he got a 20-yard touchdown called back on holding, so he should have been like 22, 23 points. But yeah, so Swift is definitely going to be in there if he plays, just based on the matchup and how he played before he got the concussion. But don't know if I want to play Tua or Taysom Hill, because Taysom Hill was awesome last week. I mean, if Tua didn't just get benched, then
granted, it is the Jets, though. He should be able to.
That's the thing, because it's the Jets.
He should not get benched this week, hopefully.
I would rather them not play him and just play Fitz. Then my decision would be easy. Just play Fitz.
Yeah.
Fitz was,
Really? You play Fitz? You want to go Taysom Hill with the running? You love your runners.
Fitz runs. Dude, before Fitz got benched, he was insane. He was like,
He was a QB1.
Yeah, dude. Like if my team was playing like it is right now at the beginning of the season, besides the QBs, I would be in the playoffs, no doubt about it. In the beginning of the year, all my QBs were consistent through and through, but my position players weren't.
Right. Kind of flip flop.
Fitz was like lights out in the beginning. So like if he played, hell yeah, I'm playing him. Like
shoots for that 30 piece.
He just runs around and does crazy shit, especially against the Jets.
Yeah, right.
But he's not.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
They already said it's to us, so.
Oh, being that Lutton in Jacksonville has looked like trash the past couple of weeks, I don't trust Shark. Higgins is going to have Ryan Finley throwing the ball. Don't trust him. So, right, those two of his wide receivers, I wouldn't even want him out of lineup. And I mean, I like Hunt, but it's as you said, he's been like on and off. He hasn't really shown any flashes. Gordon's kind of come on a little bit last week, but you really don't know what kind of game you're gonna get out of him.
New Orleans is a pass funnel. They sell out to stop the run. So
I mean, essentially.
Yeah. So
his
two
scary pieces are Diggs and Hopkins. What you're saying is Diggs and Hopkins are the two guys that can boom and scare you, and the rest is not a threat.
Right. I mean, even maybe Henry can pull off like a 20-point or something for him. But I'm like, if Diggs gets 40 and Hopkins gets 40, that'd probably be his saving grace. But chance of both those guys going off like that in the same week, you're playing against the odds there. And I'll have to go with Hitchin this week.
Love it.
For the sake of the league, love to see it. All right, 2 more matchups here. Obviously, Hitch has his game of the week because it has to do with his placement. But realistically, if Hitch wasn't looking at this, the game of the week for me, and I'm going to put it here, would be myself versus Sam.
Yeah, it's
the one versus the two.
It's definitely the
two heavy hitters.
It's definitely the game of the week for sure.
Let's. I'm going to go back to it though. Let's go into Grizz versus Garrett because this is the juicier one, and then we can go game of the week.
We got
Grizz versus Garrett.
So we got 7 minutes. We'll do this one, and then we'll stop.
All right, so Garrett at 4-7, 6th in playoffs. You got Grizz. Pretty much one win can conceal a spot in the playoffs, but also there's an odd chance he could fall. Hitch is rooting for Garrett to lose here. What do you guys got? What are you thinking? I'm going to assess and make my pick in a second.
So Garrett doesn't even have to lose. If he wins and I win, I just need him to not score a ton of points and let me gain some points on him. But I would obviously prefer him to lose and have me win and jump him. I mean, his team played fucking awesome last week. I think this
He
is
showed up.
Julio, they're saying he's a game time decision, which sucks because this is such a prime matchup for Julio.
Yep.
That would be a big sting if he misses.
I would put in Crowder if he couldn't, but
if Carson's back full go, I think he practiced today.
He did.
So
He's supposed to be back Monday now.
That's a good sign for his availability. That's a big boost. I mean, I think we can finally say that this is the end of the ritual of Grizz putting Carson in his starting lineup at the beginning of the week and then benching him at the end of the week. I think the ritual had a good
Monday
run.
night,
But...
you better hope. Monday night game, he gets ruled out.
Yeah, we'll know before then, though. If he practices today, we're good.
I could just otherwise I'm putting in Gus Bus.
Hey, listen. Okay, I agree with
no.
I'm just saying, no. He's in my redraft lineup.
Oh, no, I know. I'm not yelling at. Well, I guess I'm yelling, but no, I'm not being trying to be. No, I'm not trying to be. No, I'm just saying, like, otherwise I'll just put the Gus Bus in. He'll give me a 0 anyways. What's the difference?
Oh, yeah.
You'll get 0.5 more points.
Not back.
Yeah.
Gaskins not back.
Gaskins.
So, I thought he was going to be back this week, but I guess not.
The only thing maybe would be Jeff Wilson because he's supposed to be back too. But I mean, everybody's back in San Fran now, and they barely have a quarterback.
And then and then I'm guessing it's Crowder if Julio sits.
Yeah, and I got Myers in my flex, so it could be Crowder or Myers down there. But if Julio can't go, then it's both those guys,
right?
Basically.
Yeah, that'd be a big thing.
Right. Pitch, who do you got?
Who do I got?
It's a tough one.
I don't know how they only have Herbert projected for 17. Sleeper, get your shit together.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, wow, this is a tough one. If Julio plays, that makes it look a lot different. If Julio doesn't play, I'm definitely picking.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Jefferson these days.
Versus Carolina. His matchups are nice. Him versus Carolina, Cooks versus Detroit, Devontae versus the Jets.
Elliott was getting fed last week too. I mean, I know the Redskins front seven is good, but
Dalton's back. That's what I think comes
down. Cowboys on Thanksgiving, like they're gonna show up to play. You would think. This is a tough one.
Parker's been back on, and he's playing the Jets.
Yeah. Just because I think Julio's like legitimately questionable, I'm going to give the slight edge to Garrett, even though I need him to lose.
With me looking at this, Russ should get back on track versus Philly. Herbert has a tough one versus Buffalo. Rodgers versus Chicago should slay out. Lamar versus Pitt, that's tough for him. I'm having a tough time on this. I like Garrett's booms at receiver a little better, especially with Julio, the question mark. I think he has more boom ability here. This is tough. This is really tough.
Cooper could be sneaky this week. I'll say that. Cooper has been quiet for a while, and this is the kind of week where this could be the kind of week where he just like explodes and gets like a huge percentage of his fantasy points from 1 week.
I'm going to give Garrett the nod. I think he has a little more booms there. I really like all of his like receiver matchups there.
I wish I knew Julio was healthy. Then I would have picked you, Grizz.
I do. I like Herbert throwing around and Rodgers. Yeah, Julio, it's tough. That's the thing. It's a huge difference there.
He's healthy. That's a big difference.
And then the Carson, how much work are they going to give Carson? I'm going to give Garrett.
If Carson's back, they're feeding that dude.
I'm going to make things spicy. And I think it's the projections. I think it should be basically even. I don't know why they show that he's, down by whatever. I think that's why projections are dumb.
They're still projecting. Well, that's why these projections are dumb. They're still projecting Lamar like he's playing last season, and it's just stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just not. I mean, I think it's a game that I'm actually I'm not expecting to win this because Julio's not healthy. Carson's just coming back, but I will make things spicy for league's sake, and I will pick myself.
Sounds good. We got
that was really hard.
We gotta stop this one and then start the next video.
Okay. On to the next one, fellas, for the game of the week and the playoff predictions. Did you stop recording as I was talking?
No.
Oh, no.